Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Game number 5, here we are. It's starting to become a blur. Like all these DEF CON games, just they kind of come together as one.
Yeah.
But anyway,
one big blob of death and destruction
and quads and auroras and whatnot. But yeah, game number 5. The score so far is 3-1 in the favor of actually the non-pro 1v1 player team.
The team game heroes. So, Moriarty, who will this time be is out China of some description, just vanilla China. His friends will be Crazy as the GLA stealth, and Google as the super weapon general.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of isn't even worth introing the players because we just forget what faction they are anyway.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
It's all about the colors.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the other two are random, so we missed that. But wait, Firestorm? What?
Observing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they swapped players like midway through.
Or just like added a 7th in.
Like Rage, broke his wrist because of like too much micro in game, so they had to sub out with Firestorm, something like that. But
yeah,
yes,
it's good. I thought we were gonna see like there was the same terrorist. I thought we were gonna see like a terrorist tunnel deny, like blowing up a worker or something, which would have been cool, but. We won't get to see that. So.
Yeah, that's why I love having this camera on, because then it's easier to see who the enemies are.
So it's right versus left here.
Yeah. I hear a Helix already. Moriarty, here we go. So he was vanilla, so the Helix should be pretty cheap. And we have a Humvee coming through here from Google.
Taking out the barracks could be pretty punishing with that Helix coming out as well if you stop some tank hunter production.
Well, there's 2 barracks. I thought it was going to delay the oil cap, and he probably will, because he's going to be building the tank hunters.
It's Helix time.
Yeah. Is there any quads here, or GATs even? I don't see any.
Don't seem to be any GATs. No, you're right there, Machine. And it's actually a Dragon tank coming out as well. It's drawing a lot of units away. Going to be sniping down the Dragon tank now. If you can go for the barracks right now, can probably take it out before there's too much tank hunter production as well. This is a brutal attack coming in from the Helix.
Maybe if the Dragon tank is on the edge of the cliff and the Helix flies past it, then maybe the Dragon tank can firewall down the Helix. But short of that, a lot of damage has been done here. The oil caps, they are coming through. The capture upgrade was completed on that first barracks. But Size's base is looking a little bit dire here. Meanwhile, we have a technical going to be gunning down and crushing some of these workers.
Nice start to the game. Blocked off by a spawning quad, so going to be dealt with here. The Helix is still in the area as well, I believe. Yeah, hanging around. Just trying to really put Crazy out of things here, I think.
Okay, that's the last dozer, and I think it's going to take it out here. Yeah, the war factory completes, and the dozer...
It's worthwhile even this Helix goes down, which probably will be a Machine.
No, it must survive this one.
Get the evac,
Let's see the evacs. I mean, there are Toxin Rebels there, so they wouldn't last very long.
No, it's not going to be in time.
Okay, must have been watching somewhere else. But that's basically sized out of this game. He can build out of a factory and a barracks, and he has a lot of money here. But that's a really good start so far for the right team.
Yeah, it certainly is. And MiG transition here. Moriarty loving his China, and they're loving the... being in that back corner. Going to go for Helixes, going for MiGs. Not really a big ground army or base defenses wise, just...
Well, the oil caps haven't been done yet by Dominator.
It's odd. When we do see them very quickly, we do have a rebel in the area, or a couple of rebels, so they should be able to cap them up fairly quickly. Just, I guess, went for more of an investment, pushing towards the middle, going for more supplies, but...
Yeah, Rage, however, having the middle supply, going to have the double supply in the middle, so he should have a fair bit of income.
MiG strike is ready here in the top portion of the map. 4 MiGs already up and ready to go for Moriarty and our right side team. Their teamwork has been pretty spot on thus far, really using the kind of those MiG and Helix strikes in conjunction with big pushes on their enemies' bases.
That's an interesting spot for the strat center. I saw the airfield and I thought he must be going for Alpha Auroras, but I couldn't find the strat center, and there it was. It's actually pretty clever because it's behind the mines. MiGs coming through. Quads will only get 1 in response. Or was it, is this the one? Yeah. EMP Patriot's actually powered down.
Out of power, that's going to be a pretty big problem here as well. Range is going to be getting down in addition to these missile defenders.
Okay, so That's Size's Gatling tank, so the Aurora can't lift off if the Gatling tank is camping it, but the Humvees will take it down.
Be slaughtered, but this counterattack against Google's base is pretty brutal. Only really has these Vs. They do have Search and Destroy available on them, and the second big strike's going to be coming through as well on quite low MiGs, so the MiGs have got to be careful. If we see a retarget coming through, though we don't.
A little bit late there. Only one MiG falls. One old Derek does go down, and the second one as well, perhaps.
There's the Firestorm coming out as well. The zoning here from these tank hunters is looking pretty good, keeping the Humvees at bay while the oil derricks go down, and that's really the key target, trying to deny as much income as possible.
Well, and the fact that there's still quads and gats next to the airfield, so he can't build any Auroras. I think that's probably the most important thing, was preventing the Auroras from coming out.
Certainly is stopping those. Humvee's doing an excellent job of kiting this one out, so Google, while losing parts of his base, at least kind of retaining these units, retaining his army. Forward tunnel networks are pretty brutal. We actually get the sell-off on this airfield as well. Plus, the quad's going to be going down here. We actually see a big helix attack up the top left of the screen as well.
Oh, wow, yeah, there's 4 helixes. That's 1 prop, or is it 2 props? Oh, Gatling cannon! Whoa.
Gatling cannon and a prop, yeah.
Okay.
So the perfect combination, I suppose you could say. Enough to deal with absolutely anything.
Yeah, I suppose he wanted it for the RPG troops.
Yeah.
And the Gatling cannons aren't even that bad versus quads anyway.
Yeah, Helix is going to be cut off by this massive quad army. The quads and battle busters. The Helix is going to be collapsed upon here, machine. Oh wait, no, they're from crazy,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
sorry.
That was a big. I just saw them coming in. It's like, why aren't they firing at the helixes? That would make sense, though.
I know you don't like being cut off during your hype casts,
Yeah.
but there is a certain line that needs to be drawn when it's the wrong team. But that was a nice MiG strike. The base of Google is pretty much all done. He has a doser and he has the search and destroy, but the strat center. But that's really it.
Moriarty's going to start losing his base now as well. There's a big push coming in with these Scorpions, but they're incredibly vulnerable to the helixes. They're probably going to get 1 oil derrick here, which means kind of worth if the rockets come off cooldown in time. No rockets. Oh, the oil derrick actually survives this one, and Size is going to be GGing out of this game, having lost the majority of his forces. I guess just kind of handing over cash. Didn't really have the production to support.
Yeah, exactly. Size was the player without the base, so he wasn't really going to be doing too much. And this is, pretty big attack here. Battle buses, quads, supported by the helixes, I suppose, if they go in for the support, or maybe they'll go in for the middle.
Middle, again, has been taking over, this time by Rage and Dominator, as they did in our previous game. We saw a big GLA pressure across the middle of the map, and there are some nice quad pops. That's going to be one of the... I believe the bunker elixirs going down there, machine, one of the more important ones.
Yeah, it was the bunker elix, so that's actually pretty important. It's only 1 bunker elix now, which isn't as effective.
Dominator's base has been pretty much entirely cleaned up. He really is relying on everything that he has in the middle. Rage certainly still in this game. Finally, the battle bus should be going down here.
Toxin Tunnel was firing at them, so the moment the battle buses were destroyed, all the infantry they can't evac. You know, the Toxin Toxin Tunnel is there to hose them down. And Dominator has the middle? He has a supply.
Yeah.
And an arms dealer. So it's pretty much just Raid left at this stage.
Yeah, essentially that's it, machine. It is just Rage. And the General's powers are starting to come in as well. That's our first carpet bomb of the game.
Which is one of the downsides of being in a 2v3 is even if you have good economy and good production from having 3 bases, which we kind of see here, it means you won't have the third volley micro, but I was going to say the third volley of General's powers.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Because then, you don't have the A10s, the carpet bombs, whatever faction you are, and that is very important.
Yeah, it definitely is, machine, so... Still, certainly not out of this one, and actually going to see the helixes being collapsed upon here, machine. We could see 2 of them go down. We do, actually.
Here come the MiGs.
Oh, the MiGs could be demolished here as well. Nice splits coming out from the quads. A lot of MiGs going to be slaughtered here.
I think that was 3 or 4.
4, probably. At least the quads go down, but probably a trade in the favor of Rage during that engagement.
Yeah, given his economy, which at this rate is pretty insane, so trading MiGs for quads is absolutely fine, especially... MiGs can be a bit harder to replace, depending on how much airfields you have, how many airfields. Other than that, we see a couple of Humvees here.
I think that's a Lotus in the far left-hand corner as well that we see coming in. Oh, it's a Jarman. Okay.
He
Full of
is
some snipe potential. That's a
beset
crazy Jarman.
by these tunnel networks.
Mig's still in the air, and Google's still in this game as well. Obviously, quite happy with his micro. Trying to be finished off, but Crazy is there for support. Of course, having the tunnel network switching to the opposite side of the map. Going to be a Burton running it as well.
Yep, these are Google's Humvees, and we have a Spectre, I don't know, somewhere. Going for the factory. Okay, not the oil. I suppose when you have so much economy, sometimes the production is more important. And an Arty Strike as well coming through, and that's... I thought that was an Arty Strike
Nope.
looking at the mini-map, but it's just a MiG Strike. Oh, what? Oh, I guess the black.
it's the black.
Maybe it was cancelled though, because the worker is still alive. So many MiGs.
So many Migs, machine. Only 2 of them going down there, so not too bad, especially if they can burn down this supply stash, which is certainly possible with the Firestorm coming out. Quad pops are a little bit too late there. Jarman actually surviving this one. Crazy Jarman.
This is where you really want to have the quad pop on retreat. I think Rage was actually Toxin. Okay, so if he was vanilla or stealth, that really comes in handy because then you can have those stealth tunnels. Well, RPGs on the ground as well with the Toxin upgrades. It does help their anti-air.
Going to be enough to snipe down that last remaining, or that first kind of Aurora of the game.
Dominator doesn't really have much, does he? He's still mining a supply, but yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
Oh, he's going for
essentially
Tech Terror.
this is Rage versus the world.
See, that's what you can do very well. If you're in a team game and you don't have much going, you can still go for those little plays, which are very cost effective, but don't require much investment. Oh, actually, no. Dominator does have a fair bit of units here. I didn't see that, but say if he had like not much at all, going for Tech Terrors is a really smart choice.
Because they're micro intensive and you can kind of spend the time in using them properly.
Oh, like this. This could be
Yeah.
a dead airfield with all the MiGs, or maybe he's going for the oil instead. Oh, okay. So I think actually the terrorists blew up by the MiGs, which then blew up the oil.
So at least one of the oil is going to be going down. Better than nothing, machine.
Buggies as well for Rage. I don't know. I don't think Rage really has much chance with Alpha Auroras, with the particle cannon. And Crazy has a pretty nice army too. The battle bus is cleaning up a lot. I think that was a carpet bomb as well.
Yeah. Battle bus getting some pretty big work done here. Yeah, smoking through the army, and there are so many MiGs still in the field as well. They're going to catch out another technical here, machine. They should catch out the other technical. No, it's going to evac. What? Get it? What? They're all going to blow up.
Did they all go off?
Was that a... I don't think so, but that was weird. It's like a misclick, maybe, but...
Okay, that's...
Should have been enough to take out the oils,
that
but
was
they
strange.
didn't. That was odd.
I wonder if we'll see the MiGs turn into the Auroras again. They haven't done enough flips just yet.
Yeah, not yet.
And so Dominator leaves now, so it's just Rage on his own.
These MiG splits are insane as well. Moriarty must have the best control groups.
Well, the Helix almost goes down, and how many quads do you have, Rage? Because you're going to need a lot.
Yeah, in order to 1v3, you are going to need a lot. Again, leaving Rage with everything to do.
And we've seen how Rage can 2v1 noobs, but can he 1v1 people that aren't noobs?
Yeah.
It's a much harder challenge, both in numbers and in micro. And Crazy's army is massive here. I love how we also have outposts and inferno cannons. So
Big simultaneous attack here. Plus, there are Alpha Auroras on the field. Battle bus is running in.
yeah. Rage also not macroing that well, actually. I mean, well, not as well as he needs to. He has 7k in float, which
He has to re-macro all his buildings as well, get them ready to go again.
Yeah.
All these support powers even coming in. This is nuts.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be 3 support powers versus only the one of Rage, and it's the GLA support powers, which aren't really the best. Just needs more production, needs more quads out. And here come the Inferno cannons. I think this is going to be Rage having to concede this one. Nice try, but he didn't really have much chance,
No,
especially
they didn't have a shot.
with the super weapon general, just getting Auroras and particle cannons and all kinds of stuff.
4 Auroras on the field. It's just, yeah. Yeah, the team game heroes are pretty good at team games.
Oh, they are.
machine.
Yeah, they have a really nice strategy and a really nice coordination too. I think they're actually playing this incredibly well, as we do see. I mean, they're what 4-1.
4-1.
So this is the best of 9. So they're one game away from their victory, and we just aren't seeing that level of communication, are we?
No, we're not.
From our players. I don't even know if they're in Skype or whatever. That would probably be a good idea. So.
Yeah. You got the scoreboard?
4-1. Okay, so
Yeah,
game
4-1,
number
yeah,
6.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Because it wouldn't surprise me if we cast the same game twice, honestly.
And just not realize,
Yeah,
it's totally a thing that could happen.
Yeah. All right. So, I love top versus bottom. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Let's just quickly go through them. So it's gonna be Rage is the Air Force, Dominator is the Stealth, and the GLA Toxin for size.
On their opponents will be Crazy as the infantry, Mr. Moriarty this time as the demo.
Not as China.
Not as China, no, as it turns out. And another demo here for Google.
I'm kind of sad because I've been really digging Moriarty's China.
It's on point, man. It is
Yeah.
on point. China play.
And I mean, I think Crazy's been playing some great China as well. We saw him; his nuke China was fantastic in one of the earlier games we played. Had a really strong army pretty early on of the nuke overlords, and nuke is a really good map for it because it's a pretty big map, and so having that mobility really would help. And nuke overlords are just so good that having them over China tank, which are stronger but much slower, it's probably not worth it, especially since it is bigger, it's a team game. It's much easier to get those nuke MiGs, which normally in 1v1s are an incredible investment, which you can rarely actually afford.
Certainly right there, Machine.
But at the same time, China tank can have some really good late game when you have the nuke upgrades on the China tank unit that give you the mobility. You get also, I believe, it's the extra damage as well from those nuke shells. Again, they're expensive too, but you can have a good late game. Just the hackers can be pretty expensive, but if you have all the middle,
Not as much of an issue. Again, I guess this is minigunners denying tunnel networks and not red guard, but something you don't get to see very much.
yeah, I think the minigun is weighing down the minigunner and the workers outrunning him.
Wishing you had a red guard rifle right now, but actually probably
Deja
not.
vu.
Yeah.
The technical cleans up the mini.
Whoa,
I swear to God,
lucky.
if he actually killed
1v1 the technical, yeah. Hey man, it was a possibility. It could have happened.
And we missed something here. I guess it was this technical that must have cleaned him out the tunnel. Oh, it's stealthed. So I don't think he knew that one was there.
Plus King Raptors, bro.
He had a terrorist in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, what else is happening?
USA Air Force.
All caps being
The
done.
Caps already has 2 airfields out. You can tell what kind of playstyle he's going for.
Probably Air Force.
Look, I mean,
Maybe
Comanches.
sentry drone?
Maybe look, sentry drone play is always my favorite. You know that, Machine. You know how much of a fan I am of sentries.
Ooh.
Early Comanches are so good for dozer snipes.
Yeah, the truck snipes as well. I don't know if we have those are there. Okay, so he needs to get that in a pretty safe location.
In the field.
Also, you can use the Comanches to deny all caps. Like right now, for example, you could gun down those rebels and really slow it down. Maybe there's actually the garrison there with a couple RPGs, but that would be a nice thing to do. You have technicals.
It'll be streaming into the base. It will be the oil cap deny.
Fortunately, the technicals clearly having pretty good airbags because the technical just completely smashed into that quad, but didn't suffer too much. Was able to keep going after that.
Beacon detected.
Another attack going to be coming through as well. Really nice tunnel network placement coming in for our green man. Right outside of the base of Crazy.
Oils haven't been capped up just yet for the red for Moriarty, and actually the same. For Crazy and for Moriarty, both of them haven't capped their oils. Here come the Raptors, or the same team.
Yeah, Raptors and Comanches. So this is three one-shots onto the quads. Bush, dush, dush.
Well, quads don't get taken out by Raptors in a single volley.
Yeah.
Neither do Gatling tanks.
Right, yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, that is good, yeah.
But again, I'm not sure if laser-guided missiles actually changes that. It probably would.
Yeah. Thought the Comanches were going to follow that one up, but yeah, I don't know. It is good.
I think he was waiting for the quads to target the quads of Dominator and then he'd swoop in his raptors. Actually, he didn't get the tunnel there, didn't get anything with that.
No, nothing really happened.
And
The other Raptors just survives. Nicely micro though, finds the space between. And meanwhile, Crazy has managed to clean up the aggression coming in from Size. Gonna be sniping down the remaining tunnel network.
this seems like the important thing for the Raptors to do. I guess this is probably more important, the fact that there's a pretty big quad army in the base of Dominator. But I was going to say, if that tunnel network completed here and he could actually hold this, then that would have been really important. Would allow for some nice attacks into the base of Crazy.
Certainly would have machined. So this time it's actually Moriarty that has control over the middle here. Actually going to be pushing out really decent sized army as well. And just the quad RPG combo.
Yeah, should be able to hold this one.
Yeah,
Good
finds a pretty poor engagement there against the RPGs. Quads constantly popping in and out of the Toxin Tunnel while the Toxin Tunnel's firing as well. Yeah, a lot of reasons why that didn't work out, and the Toxin spread in conjunction with the quads easy to be able to take those out.
Comanche's here from Rage.
It's Comanche play.
They, I don't see the stealth upgrade just yet though, but doing a lot of damage regardless.
Shouldn't be... No, they do have stealth, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And meanwhile, the Raptors as well, so Crazy's running out of stuff.
Leaving a USA Air Force to build up a decent-sized army on double airfield is never fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary, isn't it? And I think we're out of a dozer, so yeah, Crazy's pretty much out of this one. Selling the CC is so much riskier in a 3v3.
It is, yeah. But it's just with these players going for such early aggression, you kind of even need to.
Yeah.
Kind of basic level like team games you might not need to, but with this high tier play, it just you need that extra cash earlier on.
There's pretty much 4 attack paths. You have the middle, you have the sides, and you have air units. So it's definitely hard to keep units alive. And this Air Force is getting pretty out of hand here for Rage. He has the countermeasures as well, but there's a lot of quads here from Google.
Tunnel snipes are so possible here as well, which is probably what he's going to look for.
Stinger Sight's not too effective against all those countermeasures and the point defense lasers.
See, there we go, easy. That's really nice teamwork coming in from Dominator and from Rage. Gonna get the strikes down into the tunnel networks, followed up with a bunch of quads to snipe down the Stinger Sights, and then we can kind of get a follow-up attack from those King Raptors.
We have the attack outposts as well.
This Comanche blob is gonna demolish everything.
Well, I can't really engage the outposts because they detect the stealth, and when there's that many quads for support, but this is a really big engagement. Purple, red, and pink quads. All the quads of the rainbow. And his outposts are doing very, very good damage here.
Yeah, they are absolutely chock-a-block with...
green quads as well.
Whoa, green quads.
That's a nice thumbnail.
Yeah.
Raptors go for the outpost, the most important target.
Really intelligent choice there. The certainly the tank hunters were the danger.
Mostly dodged was that stealth bomb.
Yeah, it's going to cut off a few more of those quads though, which means another nice engagement for Dominator.
Hold the line. I wonder who actually used that.
Probably Rage, given he's the only USA in the game. So.
Oh, okay.
I just speculation at this point, Machine. I'm just spitballing here as to it might have been him.
Yeah, well, also the fact that Search and Destroy isn't amazing for aircraft, whereas having that extra health will certainly help keep the Comanches alive.
Yeah.
And the Raptors too.
So our bottom side looking pretty good. The top 3 are playing well.
Oh, the countermeasures affects the Spectre as well.
I think Moriarty quit actually in favor of Crazy as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Crazy better against holding on to that many, producing more units, things like that. So Comanche army looking pretty dangerous here for Rage, fully upgraded. Actually going to be splitting it. You never see Comanche split up. You never see a flock of Comanches split up, man.
Such Comanche micro. He splits them up.
That's next level. Going to be sniping down these oil derricks though. And Dominator certainly not on the back foot anymore, doesn't have to worry about too many more tunnel networks inside of his base, so
There's certainly a window here where the quads are very powerful up until you get those level 5 generals powers. Once you have things like Leaflet and the fuel air bomb, the anthrax bomb especially, all the GLAs, that's where those massive quad armies get pretty hard to use.
That's
GG. Yeah, there was just too many units here.
Yeah, massive Scorpion army, massive Quad army, massive Comanche army in the air.
Especially when your armies are so big that you can't fit it all in the tunnel. Then it gets really hard to keep them alive, even if you're playing defensive near those tunnels. So, yeah, that was a much better game, actually, for Rage, Size, and Dominator.
I shall mark it down, machines.
7.
And so it was 4 and 2 in favor.
And so it was. Lo and behold. Alright.
Ooh, top versus bottom again. It's your lucky day, machine.
Yeah. We're going to have Size's China Imp, Rage's GLA Stealth, and Dominator's China Nuke.
Our opponents, of course, Crazy as the China Tank, Moriarty as our GLA Toxin, and finally Google as the USA Air Force.
I don't think we've actually seen a China Tank so far.
Once, I think we have so far. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember vetted up GATs, so yeah,
Right.
I think we've seen at least one China Tank so far.
Yeah, so a nice mix, obviously, the tank and the aircraft on the same faction. You're gonna have the Raptors supported by the Battle Master, which are vetted, or just the massive Gatling tanks.
Obviously, it's ideal to have the USA Air Force in the back rather than on one of these kind of confrontation fronts. The USA Air Force is a bit more vulnerable when it's close to the enemy space, and I think we can see that here from Google. He's not going to be going for like massive airfields like straight away. He's actually going for a barracks and fire bases to try and defend.
Yeah, that's nice. I like the fire base there, and also you can use this garrison with a couple of missile defenders. Has a tunnel there as well, Moriarty, so that's nice. As a airfield, but you should be pretty safe here. Who's this? This is China. That was the Inf as well.
Yes.
So he has to be careful with assault troop crawlers and attack outposts. Fire bases are very good against infantry, having that splash damage. What? Never seen that before.
No.
It's not a demo car. It's a demo truck, but not the bomb truck that you would see. Nice.
Finds it as a snipe.
Maybe he was looking for a bunker, so that's going to delay Size's defense.
I don't even know where that was. Where are those trucks? Do they spawn
Yeah,
near
that is a good question. Maybe up here somewhere?
must be near Moriarty's base. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
there you go.
What's
Warcap's going to be coming
Technical
through as
doing?
well.
Is he going for the Raptor?
Yeah.
We won't get it in time, though.
No, you shouldn't do.
If it was a regular Raptor, yeah, probably.
Oh.
Why? Oh, no, he
What?
gets it anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
that was. It's that like a BS kind of where the technical can still fire even though the Raptor's technically in the air.
Yeah.
So yeah. That was right on the edge of the window as well. That very potentially couldn't have been the King Raptor.
Yeah,
strike.
that was a very nice play by Rage. Denies that Raptor down. And Air Force is very momentum based. You know, if you get that critical mass of Raptors or Comanches, I think he actually got the oil denies too. Wow, great stuff here from Rage. It can be pretty hard to kind of play with only 1 or 2 Raptors at a time. That was a nice split there with the shells though from Google.
Manages to get into this tunnel as well.
He gets back in the outpost, so he evac'd. Yeah, that's why he evac'd. But against the quads there, you want to be inside the outpost. And the tunnel actually goes down. More Battle Masters here from Dominator.
Yeah, we see units streaming across the map here, Machine. Running towards Google's base. Obviously a big threat as the USA Air Force.
This is a really nice
lead.
attack. We have quads supported by the Battle Masters. And the Raptors are going down. If they're pretty close, the RPGs, though, should be giving a bit of safety to the Raptors.
Another quad going to be going down. There are 2 of them now. Should be enough. Oh, that quad actually survives. That's a problem.
So I love this. I love how Rage and Dominator are just focusing the Air Force. Because if you can prevent the Air Force General from really taking off, then they're going to have problems really securing much. The Raptor's actually still alive, but that airfield could go down. And Moriarty is trying his best to defend his teammate, but meanwhile we have a pretty big tank army, but there's actually 3 assault troop crawlers. They are a nice counter to these Battle Masters.
Yeah, they certainly are. The Vet 2 China tank ones, pretty easy to take those out. They're actually going to be running in head first though, so all the shells are going to be cracked. But I mean, the evacs are on point here from size. It's not really a big deal losing the shells.
So the Comanches are from the second airfield. They will be giving Google back his base, but it was a really nice harassment. And meanwhile, Crazy's lost a lot of stuff. And these outposts must be pretty vetted, the infantry inside of them. Now they're pushing into the base of Moriarty. This bunker is a big problem, but he will muscle his way through it. And Moriarty's base is actually really undefended because of how much pressure they've put on Google. Moriarty hasn't been too concerned about defending his own base, and now he's going to lose it.
Yeah, it's a really smart switch up as well, splitting all these nuke battle masters away, kind of forcing a response there from the Air Force player. This is pretty much the death of Moriarty. He's losing the majority of his base here, and this is really an engagement that we can see the Air Force take. If they pushed into Rage's base, then Moriarty would have hit them from the flank, but they push into Moriarty's base, and therefore Rage can't really do anything because all these quads, all these tank hunters on the ground, the Raptors will not last long, neither will the Comanches.
And also, the further away you fight from them, the longer the Raptors have to reload, but there's actually just Comanches. There's no Raptors left.
Is that already an arty strike coming in on the airfield? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, that's some size. And remember how many Battle Masters side is actually killed. And because they're Vet 2 Battle Masters, on a Cup Bomb as well, jeez. Yeah, because when you're versing trying to tank with those vetted Battle Masters, you level up very, very fast, both in veterancy and in your general's powers. So that's kind of one downside to trying to tank is you give over a lot of veterancy. I suppose it's probably the same with trying to inf, but not to the same extent.
But this is a massive attack against Google. We've already had Moriarty GG out of this one. Crazy's looking for a counter attack in that bottom right-hand corner. Gonna try and be pushing out with what he has. He's got a bit of stuff there, a decent-sized trying to attack army, even going for a Helix as well, a pretty big investment, and a relatively undefended Dominator. All of his units are inside Google's base, so this could get a lot of work done.
Yeah, he's gonna have a hard time defending this. Needs to maybe escape this dozer. Output the Overlord, no support, gets taken out. I mean, it's going to be Dominator without a base, but we're going to have Google and Moriarty without a base. So it is a better exchange, even if Dominator loses, but he can, again, just escape with his dozer intact. That size actually dropping some minigunners. I mean, that's nice against the Helix. But there's a lot of ground army here as well for Crazy.
It certainly is. I mean, this is probably the point where we see Google just GG out and sell off his buildings machine, because I don't think I see him surviving this one. I really need to give a bit of cash over to Crazy to try and help him survive it.
Did he lose all the Comanches?
Yeah.
Oh, we missed that one. But we actually have some bunkers being built, very nice. Rage is putting some tunnels down to defend, so they may be okay here, just because the bunkers, if there's 2 or 3 of them, you can't really push through that. The ECM's nice. Actually, a lot of Helixes, though, so this is a very impressive army for Crazy.
Quite important to keep those minigunners alive, but they are actually going to be slaughtered by the Gatling cannons. Meanwhile, still massive damage down onto Google's base. Even look inside Crazy's base as well. I mean, Crazy's getting attacked by a bunch of quads going to be coming in. This new cannon sets up, and
that wasn't the new cannon.
No.
But yeah, that was the GG.
Technically it was, because the new cannon shot hit as the GG came out. So yeah, it's gonna...
Because new cannons don't actually one-shot the Vet 2 Battle Masters, but yeah, they wouldn't have attacked through that. Wow, brilliant game from Rage and Dominator. Oh, and size, I mean, they all played together very well. They all were very decisive in who they attacked, and they supported each other very well. Where Moriarty tried, and Crazy, he didn't really defend. But remember, he's trying to tank, so he's very slow, and he's on the other side of the map, so he can't really help out, actually. So him going for the counterattack was probably the best thing he could do, but I think what happened there was Crazy lost 5 Battle Masters. That's too much, but also it fed a lot of levels. What do you call it? It fed general's points to size. Yeah. So he had the arty strike and the Copper Bomb really early on, which actually wrecked Google very quickly. He lost his oils, he lost something else as well in his base, the supply. So that's
4-3.
4-3. Wow, 4-3. So it's gonna be game number 8. So this is actually getting a very close series. Can they bring it back? We're gonna have Google as the laser. It's going to be Moriarty as the GLA vanilla and the China nuke of Crazy.
Did right. Their opponents for
What?
today will be non-existent.
There we go.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. What's going on here? The machine. He's been practicing his micros a bit too quick on the pause there. It doesn't
Too
even
fast,
give
man.
a
Too
chance
keen.
for our bottom side to spawn in. Dominator will be playing as our USA Laser. His compatriot shall be Rage as the USA Air Force, and our man Mr. Size as the USA Air Force.
Double Air Force.
Wow.
I mean, is that too much though?
And a laser.
Yeah, and a laser. So 3 USAs. I mean, that's kind of a nice synergy as well because you can then have the laser crusaders against the quads and the gats if there's any. Yeah, the China there. So it's always difficult going laser crusaders because of the power. But I think in this 3v3 situation where you have double air force, going for crusaders could be a nice unit choice. You obviously want Humvees as well, as the more mobile. That's kind of the one issue is the Crusaders are pretty slow. Okay, that's the pickup truck. I think it's over here.
Yeah. So Moriarty should be using that one to snipe down another dozer from the looks of things.
I think we have some Chinook aggression too. I saw a few missile defenders. Yeah, we go. Being loaded up. He's actually behind the supply, which is nice. Because actually he's far away from the barracks, and he's pretty far away from the factory.
Actually
so,
finds the Chinook snipe there as well.
and the power. That was a great drop.
Yeah, it's a perfect positioning really for the drop machine, because even if you don't find the dozer, which does back away of course, you do have the option to go for it with these missile defenders.
Okay, so I think he doesn't want to go for the power because Rangers will spawn.
Yeah, so once you get it low,
Yeah, and then go for
now he's going to
okay.
take it out, right? Okay, fair enough. And then back away, so...
I think he realizes that he couldn't go for the supply because sooner or later a Humvee would show up. And this is actually a combat Chinook. Nothing to defend here as Google did a counter attack. So perhaps it wasn't unintentional that he went for Google, whose army is out of position. Dozer goes down. The Chinook actually survives this one. And Laserlock's come through. Maybe he'll go for the Ranger if he can do it.
It's a couple of shots off, but, you know, without the Helix style little pintle machine gun, it's a bit harder to take out those capping units with the combat Chinook. We'll continue to look for the Chinook snipes. Laserlock's coming through a little bit late here, and again, he's going to be out-kited by beautiful stuff from Rage.
It would take 3 missile defenders a while to take it out because of the point of defense laser.
Yeah, point defense lasers just clearing up these in conjunction with those Rangers, so absolutely no worries for our bottom side to take those out. And the combat Chinook's still alive as well.
Yeah, and you want to avoid damage if you can, because it's much harder to repair the combat Chinook than it is to repair a Helix. You have to land on an airfield, and when you go combat Chinook, you don't open with an airfield, so you have to go out of your way to build that. Here it is, combat Chinook. Cord's focusing the Humvees down, so nice timing.
Evac coming through with these missile defenders, but the combat Chinook is having none of it. Refuses to get in laser lock range.
Oh, 3 Gatling
yeah,
tanks though.
That'll take it out.
Catch you later. He wasn't paying attention there, and maybe he didn't have vision of those Gats either. That's a very nice win there for Crazy. Because I think that's the bulk of Rage's army here. He has 2 Humvees and an Ambo, so at least he has something else. Pretty close game, actually.
It is thus far, yeah. No clear winners thus far. Actually, Moriarty opened with a double armor steal as opposed to going for that cap, so he's gonna have a lot of vehicle production once he gets the oil caps down and gets a bit more income.
I like how the GLA has the 2 supply rather than the USA, because the USA can do a lot more with a lot less. Because USA, you know, it's more about the Humvees. It's more micro oriented than GLA with the quads. You want to have mass quads. Also because mass Humvees get countered pretty easily by MiGs. I don't think there's any MiGs there. There's what USAs. Okay, but even then, it's kind of the same where you have like King Raptors and Comanches that mass quads scale better than mass Humvees. Not very well execution. Not very good execution of these Gats. He kind of is sending them one at a time, and the ECM there saves that Gat, but he lost more than he should have. And oil's been capped up now. There's going to be a lot of production and economy to support it from Moriarty.
This will be a lot of technicals and quads machine. A crazy amount. This is going to be a sizable army coming in from Moriarty, assuming he can bring it to bear. Love this Laser Crusader. It's just annoying.
Dozer should repair this though. He's getting focused down now. Avenger not going to be saving the Dozer. I think it's actually the last Dozer too. Yeah, he lost the first one to the combat
Has
Chinook.
a CC though.
Oh, yeah, he has a CC. Okay, I don't know if he sold that
No.
originally. He didn't. Okay, that's a fine then. Technicals are coming in. They're getting caught off. The Humvees have nowhere to run. They go for the mass evac. Avenger as well, taking down the spy drones.
Yeah,
because
Laser
that's
Locks
important.
is so inefficient against technicals though.
Going for the Humvee. Maybe going for the Avenger would be nice. It wasn't bad actually. He took out a lot of units in response.
Still a big win there for our North team.
Yeah.
Relative. That's a huge investment. That was Rage's entire army, with the exception of these new Vs, so completely ignore what I just said. So he's got a few more going to be coming in still. Only a lot of technicals going down there, so really not a big investment.
4 Raptors, they can take out buildings very fast. Going for the arms deal, that's nice.
See you later. So that's what Size has been investing in. We haven't seen a lot of action from that man yet, but... Whoa!
Crazy has the same strat every game, is just... Okay, you guys, you do your thing. I'm going to build a massive army, and it does that pretty consistently. He's got Overlords, he's got Gats, he's got a nuke cannon.
The nuke cannon's a really nice addition, I think, Machine. Not only to kind of break open the base, but also just turn engagements. Makes it very hard for mass anything to get through. Even has the ECMs there as well.
Yeah, the mass missile defenders... Not going to be very effective versus the nuke cannon. I mean, nuke cannons, they take a bit longer to take out buildings than Inferno cannons do.
Oh, ECM's a little bit out of position here, Machine.
But worth.
Yeah, worth. All 3 King Raptors.
What?
Can you just type that in?
I know,
real quick?
I can't type it.
You
Maybe
can't? What do you
console?
mean you
No,
can't type it in?
I can't type it, Spectator.
Right, okay. I
mean,
imagine we just type
I could text it to you on Facebook on my phone.
Yeah, that'd be
but,
great.
Bit more important. Dominator's Humvee army going to go down here. He has this garrison to fall back to, though.
Yeah, having taken it over earlier, having the Avengers zapping down the majority of the shots. Seen Crazy's army actually pull out of the base of Size here as well, looking for an engagement in the middle.
Oh, yeah, he went for the middle. Okay.
Switch up. Still taking it. That's the 4th King Raptor go down to this army, Machine.
Because he lost his nuke cannon, so he can't really...
Siege.
Yeah, and he has ECMs, and his nuke, so they're pretty mobile. But he may get caught between these 2 Humvee armies. Needs to make sure his ECMs are okay. This is actually a pretty bad fight. Nice radiation suits from the USA. No support. Yeah, Crazy losing a lot of units there. He got a little bit too deep, and if he was here still, he would have had a pretty safe fallback path and couldn't get flanked like that. So that was actually a pretty big throwaway from Crazy, but it was a really nice follow-up there and a nice pincer from Rage and from Size.
Decent sized force pushing through from Google and Moriarty, but there's the carpet bomb. Only actually going to get a couple of quads there, so not the ideal positioning.
I don't know the stats, but I have a feeling that stealth carpet bomb, its AoE is pretty thin. It doesn't seem to be as good against units as what the China carpet bomb is, but it is very good versus buildings.
It's very fast and very hard to dodge as well.
Yeah.
So.
But we haven't seen it very effective versus units. It just seems to not kill many units. But the fact that it comes so early and it's very quick, so you can't really deny it like you often can with the China carpet bombs.
See some evacs coming in from these Vs. They're not really going to get that much work done. Technicals should be able to finish them off pretty quick, smart.
So
hopefully we see a bit of a reinforce here from Size in terms of his King Raptor count.
So I think what they're doing is Size is going air units where Rage is going for Humvees. So I kind of like that because I think if they both went Air Force, it'd be pretty easy to, counter with just air units, with just Gats and quads and everything. Sorry, my hiccups caught my train of thought.
Didn't need Machine. So that's a lot of Crazy's base getting down. He actually gets focused quite hard here. Has lost his income. However, has a decent sized army. Can rebuild this one. 2 Dozers up as well. Supply's going to be going down in the middle. Dozai, of course. Yeah, my bad. Thorizing, never really my strong suit, Machine. As you know, as you well know.
A lot of Humvees for Dominator.
But he's on the side actually out of position there. And I hear Pathfinders.
Well, you also hear the GGs. Wow.
Yep, it's over.
You have been
Yeah,
defeated.
I feel like,
You have
I mean,
been
it's a
defeated.
fire base and missile defenders. You have overlords and ECMs. He probably could have just attacked that. And really, the reason why that army fell is because of that pincer, is he couldn't really have his ECMs disabling from both sides, and then he got caught out. So the fact that Crazy's army was unsupported was really, I think, the biggest loss there. But that was a really good game, again, from Rage, Size, and Dominator. It means, like, what is the score? What does it mean?
4-4, bro. 4-4.
We're going to have the decider. So this game is absolutely down to the wire. We're going to be on game number 9 now, and this is going to be interesting. The factions here. We're going to have Rage as the tank. It's going to be Size as the laser, and the GLA stealth from Mr. Dominator.
Their opponents, the team game heroes, shall be Crazy as our GLA Toxin, Moriarty as the GLA Vanilla, and finally Google as our China Infantry.
I need to pee really badly, and this could be a long game, so I don't want to leave it. So I'm gonna go slash. I mean, you can keep talking, or we can just edit this out if you want.
You're the worst.
What?
You're the worst machine. See, we had the okay, right, go, step it over, right. I'm moving into the alpha chair. The machine doesn't deserve it. It's me tutting. I'm tutting away. Unacceptable. See, we've been casting a bit today, and I had my toilet break. I already had that. I had that before we started the series because I looked at it and I was like, okay, what do we got here? We've got 3v3. You know, this could go for a while. You know, team game. 6 of the best players in the world potentially could be sitting down for a while. So I'm very well prepared. The machine, however, not as prepared as me, unfortunately. So it's been a pretty crazy series thus far. For this 3v3, I'm loving the tournament, loving the plays. It's really active. You certainly see teamwork elements that you don't get to see, and unit compositions as well that you don't really get to see in 1v1s. How often is it in 1v1s you see 8 MiGs flying around? It's not often. We've done it before. I think I remember a game on Lagoon, but you don't see it a lot. So yeah, the team game compositions certainly do vary, and I'm loving it so far. Machine, I'm taking your alpha chair. You're just.
I thought you would have
unacceptable.
started casting just to spite me. It's like unpause the game and just be like, that's what you get. Ugh, all right. This is kind of the one thing with series. Plus, we're drinking V. Yeah, I assume it's random. I think there'd be a lot of strategy involved if you actually picked your factions, but it'd be pretty overpowered though, because you would just be like, okay, I'm going super weapon every game, and
Or every game you have a USA Air Force or something in the back or whatever. It
yeah,
happens to be.
exactly. You would have certainly a Air Force or a super weapon every game, or maybe both, and then you probably have a GLA to just spam quads. Maybe, GLA Toxin to spam Scorpions.
Yeah. Both very good options, machine. So, yeah, we're into the game. Last game. Game number 9. Feeling the hype. Hopefully it goes to a long one.
I also feel like you could even say that because of how aggressive this is, you can kind of punish the USA Air Force and the super weapon very easily. So it's like it's not really as unbalanced as you would think. Because these players are so good, they can punish the Air Force and the super weapon. Whereas in lower level DEFCON, you would absolutely have Air Force and super weapon just being really broken.
Definitely, because we have seen the USA Air Force lose pretty hard from just getting focused early.
Yeah.
And not really getting the critical mass of units that he needs.
So Size is, what was he again? He was
USA.
A random, I don't know. I was gonna say, because if he's Air Force super weapon, they do have to focus him. Yeah, I can't remember what he was. If it's laser, that's fine.
I think it might have been laser, but I'm not 100% sure. So
Quick Dragon Tank here from Rage.
Our power is
He was careful not to firewall down the workers. I think he may have got a couple. And what do we have here? This is the infantry. So he's got that bunker down, going for his oil caps as well.
solid play thus far. How big going to be securing this technical?
Got some nice crushes there.
Yeah, he did.
But a very quick forward supply here from Dominator. So perhaps the The onus is on the north team, the left team, I suppose, to punish this.
So you're correct with that one, Machine, and Outpost is certainly the way to do that. Just when they've got a nice mix of minigunners and tank hunters, as this one does. Just trying to find a nice angle onto these tunnels.
Going for the arms dealer.
Yeah, you should be able to get this one, Machine.
I like
Starts
how
the firewall.
a little bit late. Yeah, maybe not. Then the quad should be there, unless the quad gets taken out by the firewall.
Might even still get it. The quad ended up moving, so
Nice.
well played. Yeah, the quad was moving, so obviously the reduced fire rate there was a bit punishing. Maybe you should have just stuck around and tried to snipe down the dragon tank.
Very fast evac here from Dominator. The outpost, however, they could have been timed better. The outpost and the dragon tank. We should be able to hold this one. There's 2 tunnels. There's a couple RPGs as well. Actually putting a quick palace.
Look at the back right-hand side here, Machine, as well. Sneaky, sneaky.
So what's this?
This is an attack. There are 2 tunnel networks inside the base of Rage. They snuck workers in that. Technically, we saw before snuck 2 workers into the blind spot.
I think Rage has lost a lot of his base too, and there's this technical going to get hit by the mines, I think. No, he avoids the mines! Wow, great play from Moriarty.
If he gets all these worker crushes as well, that could be brutal.
There's an RPG there though. There's 2, and this. Yeah, look at that!
Oh, it was full of terrorists.
Both. He didn't get either. He didn't get both.
Yeah.
And the terrorist.
What? He like passed through the arms dealer and just didn't blow it up.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered, I think,
Yeah.
because the hole would have kept it alive. So that was a really nice technical play. If he got both the arms there and the supply with a nice attack round, that would have been fantastic. And perhaps quite a few swag points, because he just dodged everything, man.
He did. And it was full of terrorists. It's just like it was like it wouldn't matter, but it does end up mattering. And then at least the dragon tank goes down here. One of the tunnel networks is up, and Rage probably not happy to discover 2 GLA tunnel networks inside of his base.
Yeah, I think it's just 1 at this stage. You should
the
clean
other
that
one's
one up.
Not finished, so.
It's hard to evac quads out against GATs because they're already spun up.
This is a pretty rough push. It's actually quite hard for these outposts to get in against tunnels. Doesn't really have, especially when you have that critical mass, or really very good evacs. Only 1 evac so far, which means that the rest of them are going to be cleaned up. There's another evac though.
I mean, the thing is as well though with the tunnels, if
What's the tunnel?
you're spawning infantry out of a tunnel and there's a whole bunch of rockets, the splash damage will take the RPGs out pretty fast.
Tunnel survives.
Same against Humvees, is you want to evac out preemptively to avoid the splash. And Dragon Tank cleaning up all these workers.
Sneaking through into the supply, not really in a good position to evac either. Crazy can't really get on top of anything here.
The edge of the firewall is clipping the tunnel, so that the infantry are getting burnt pretty fast. This is looking like a really good game so far for the right team.
They are looking pretty fantastic. The top 3 starting to find their synergy, it would seem.
Yeah.
Building construction has been completed.
Actually, I'm pretty sure they told me they weren't on Skype. So
Wow.
I think that explained the lack of communication that we saw earlier on.
Oh, they're on Skype now, or
Well,
they're just
I
going to
don't think so. I don't think they were
weren't at
on
all.
Skype the entire time.
Weird.
I think the other team was.
Yeah.
Beacon has been placed.
Well, it kind of makes sense for team games. I wouldn't not want to be communicating with my
Yeah.
team. So, yeah.
You don't need VoIP to communicate, but it certainly does help.
You don't really have time to chat in a game like 0 Hour. So.
Yeah, exactly. When there's so much multitasking, and when you're playing without a radar too,
Upgrade.
it can be really. We saw them planting beacons. Remember, like they probably wouldn't plant beacons if they're on Skype, and they have been doing that, just to say like, "Hey, you're being attacked."
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
that would beacon when
Yeah.
a big army is coming to their base.
It's like pings, so, yeah. This Humvee army having no issues pushing through these tunnel networks with Search and Destroy. They're looking pretty good, and even
Oh.
kiting away from the MiGs as well. They're on the move, so...
well, they lost a lot though.
Yeah, they did in the end. It was actually nice MiG splits coming in. And the Firestorm as well, going to be finishing off the rest of those. Actually, a really nice MiG strike.
Fortunately, there was that back tunnel. Otherwise, those Gatling tanks would have cleaned up much more than they did.
Be spinning up, probably just going to be taking out the tunnel with the hole for the moment. I thought our right side team was going to start the crush going on, but they're okay.
Inferno cannons with the black napalm upgrade as well.
It's a fantastic combination machine. It's just, what do? Do you tunnel pop against this? There's a firewall in the way.
He's stealth, so he can't do much about it. Doesn't have scorpions or anything. It can be nice to build a propaganda tower, because then increases the rate of fire of the Inferno cannons. Fun fact, courtesy of Dominator's YouTube, you can actually firestorm with 2 Inferno cannons if you have a prop tower.
There you go.
Yeah, take down the tunnels. Here come the No, the Tech Terror?
Yeah, it was a Tech Terror, a full Tech Terror machine, and actually gets shut down here.
But guess what was mixed in, Blake? Minigunners.
Hey, my favorite unit machine.
So the Tech Terror wasn't very effective, didn't find its mark.
This is a very dangerous push.
Actually, we're finding our mark there today, aren't we?
Sorry?
We're finding our mark
Oh, we
layer
are,
today.
in fact.
Well, you are, at
yeah,
least.
yeah.
I
I'm
might.
finding the mark, so yeah. Finally going to be pushing into a firewall, but it's a terrible engagement. You're just like, cords are taking so much damage. If these
Yeah.
outposts actually roll in now,
The thing is with Inferno cannons is they are cheap. You can lose them and it's fine. It's annoying to lose them because you want to keep the 3 or 4 of them to get the Firestorm, but trading them for quads it doesn't really matter.
oh, this push is going to be deadly machine. Look at all these units. There's a battle bus. All of these outposts are full. It's going to be follow in conjunction with a carpet bomb, beautifully placed here, landing on top of these oil derricks. Yeah, this is deadly. And a MiG strike as well onto the palace. The Firestorm coming down. That means the RPGs inside are going to be doing absolutely
And the
nothing.
Arty strike.
And the Arty strike as well, machine.
There goes the palace. It was garrisoned, but the response has come through from Size, Dominator, and Rage. A little bit late though.
It's a mass pull. They're pulling literally everything in, but it is late. You are correct there, machine. And even a Jarman sniping down the last few of these units, it was pulled everything. And that means Crazy's going to attack from the other side of the map.
Whoa.
Crazy wasn't involved here. Crazy wasn't ready to go.
They over-responded, didn't they? And now here's Crazy's classic counter-attack. And there we go.
Crazy with a big army. Again, he's cleaning up all of these tunnel networks. He's freeing up the middle. He's taking out the supplies. Another MiG strike comes through. It's going to be taking out the Jarman. That's certainly going to limit the capability of Rage and Dominator to push through into Google's base.
That being said, though, there's a lot of Dragon tanks here, and the Inferno cannons aren't good against them. So this was nice. So the supply has held, and the North team doesn't have any of the supplies mining themselves. Lotus coming through here. This is from Google. Very, very nice turnaround here from the left team, which was looking pretty bad.
Look at that. All kinds of base defense machine inside Size's base. Even got a tunnel network there to add on to the
Oh, yeah.
fire
Yeah,
base
that's
and
nice.
the Laser Patriot.
And the power's nearby. So where's the Lotus? There's a Lotus here. Let's keep an eye on that. Shame we can't like bind it to a hotkey like we can in other games. I think can you?
Triple Dragon tank has big plays, machine. They can push through each other's firewall, really put a lot of pressure on.
Oh, buggies!
Buggy
Whoa!
is a little bit too far forward. They timed the Firestorm quite well, in fact, so the Inferno cannon should be going down. At least one of them does.
They should go down now. He may lose the buggies in the process, though. But with only one, the one can't do a lot on its own. But yeah, this is a big army here for Rage. Has the supply being built as well here. This is a very close game, and I really can't say who's going to win this one.
No, I'm not leaning one way in particular. Another MiG strike going to be coming in here, but double Avengers going to destroy it.
I don't think many of those units died. I mean, 3 of them went down, but yeah, that was a great play. Nice use of the Avengers. Pretty important. Here comes a couple of buggies as well on the side.
Yeah, going to be finishing off a few more of these weaker China units.
Needs a prop tower to heal these units.
Definitely does. Machine should be throwing one of those down. Nice and quick to build and cheap as well.
Maybe just the Overlord, yeah. Should you have that one out?
Yeah,
The Emperor Overlord, that'll do.
Another Arty strike going to be coming in as well here. Machine this one on the side of Rage. Could be the buggies getting caught out. Double buggy ammo available. They start the kite coming in though.
So who owns the refinery? Okay, that's Dominator's
Dominator,
GLA,
yeah.
so he'll have very cheap buggies.
Okay, this is probably the Arty strike onto the oils of our man in the bottom left.
Yeah, only gets one.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, if you put it in the middle with the way these oil derricks are placed, you won't actually kill either.
Yeah.
You'll just get them low. So you need the Arty strike in level 2 in conjunction with the carpet bomb.
Nice ECMs.
Yeah, ECMs are in a really good position here, Machine. Nice and spread out through the army, splitting those rockets up.
So he has Overlords, but does he have any infantry? I guess there's infantry on the ground, but you do definitely want to have troop crawlers or outposts to shield from the Jarman. I wonder if we have hackers now. That's China Imp, so they're the vetted and the stealth hackers. Black markets here for Moriarty as well.
Team game heroes look like they're pretty well set up, whereas army superiority certainly goes to our top 3. Rage and Dominator have a pretty scary composition in the middle.
Okay, we have more MiGs. The Avengers need to be nearby here. A little bit far back at the moment. Good split though from Dominator. Only loses a buggy and a Jarman. Oh, sorry, a buggy and a a quad.
Yeah, and only one MiG going down there as well, Machine. It's going to be the follow-up. There's the GPS Scrambler actually coming out.
He scrambles the China.
Yeah.
A lot of the buggies go down, but here comes the battle bus and the quad army as well. There's a firewall actually, but I think the Overlords is going to be too much damage here. Jarman Snipe does come through, however. Infantry trying to recap that one. The Jarman's still alive, but zoned by the firewall.
Trying to run into this one. Looks like one of them is going to get in there. There's the Overlord recapture. Both of those battle bus going down as well, despite duking the arc of the Overlord. Toxin Tunnel's still going to be contributing here, and the GPS Scrambler is still in effect. That's what pulled the buggies off earlier. ECM still in the area. There's firewalls going down. This engagement is crazy.
Carpet bomb off to the side there. Gets the supplies and the bunkers as well. The Lotus was taken out in the bottom, and here's another Overlord for Rage. But Jarman Snipe! Is he going to cap that one, though?
He certainly could. They're infiltrated in the area, though. Either of them
Rebel Ambush!
Rebel Ambush!
Been a while since we've seen that maneuver. Now we have a GLA Overlord for Moriarty, the Emperor Overlord, in fact. So we'll have the Propaganda Tower. And, yeah, great Rebel Ambush because there was some stealth workers nearby that could have capped that one pretty easily. Getting flanked, though, and the Avengers are there, so that will go down.
Yeah, Overlord shut down here. We really need to find a good engagement for the MiGs onto these Humvees, but while the Avengers are up, that's really not a possibility. There's too much anti-air on the field. They need to snipe down both of these Avengers before the MiGs can actually come in.
Yeah, that was a really good play here. They've taken out all the middle now, so the tunnel networks are starting to wane, but the hackers, I don't know who's going to have the better economy. It looks like the left team are really setting themselves up for this. They don't have the middle suppliers though, but I think it should be okay for them because the middle isn't really mining actually at the moment. They definitely delayed that.
Certainly our left team in the better spot in terms of late game economy. Will
Whoa,
they
look at
actually
this.
get to late game economy? That's the question. If Rage and Size, if they find a big push, then maybe not.
Yeah, gets the clear of the Dragon Tank. If Scudstorm as well, of course, by Crazy. They're looking for the attack here. ECM's going to be covering the Overlord. I think they want to focus the player who has the Scudstorm. Jarman Snipe comes through, and there's no infantry to recap.
It's going to be onto the Avenger here. That means MiGs are going to be an option machine.
It was sniped, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they did recap that one, but at the moment, Overlord doing good damage. You got the MiG strikes. Avengers not really where they need to be, and one of them was actually shut down by the Jarman.
Yeah,
so
get a couple of snipes, so that means a lot of the army going down here for Rage and Size, and they don't really have the option to rebuild this army. Not a big float, really not a great economy. They've taken over the central suppliers, but that's about it.
yeah, really good defense here coming out of the left team, able to hold that one off, and I think at this stage, their late game economy should just completely skyrocket. I don't see anything here for the right team. There's what, a black market and a supply drop zone. Notice the lack of plurals, Blake.
Yeah.
That's not a situation you want to be in.
No, certainly not. I mean, as much as I dislike pluralizing, I don't mind it when it comes to late game economy, but our right team doesn't have that. It's not available. Worker will be clearing out those mines up the top, and yeah, Middle's been taken over. It's about mining out those suppliers and potentially kind of building up a better late game economy and trying to use General's powers, I suppose, to try and snipe down these black markets, getting the airfield here. Our right team isn't out of it yet, but they have to find a big play. I think the play has to be onto Google here. He's surely the most undefended player, even with the tunnel networks in the area. He doesn't have as many tunnel networks, and taking out his late game economy is much faster. You just have to kind of find the hackers and kill them. But we're on the side of Moriarty and Crazy. It's tough to break into a GLA's base.
Yeah, well, Crazy has the Scudstorm, so like this is definitely a problem. There is a GLA stealth though from Dominator, so maybe we'll see some saboteurs. That's what they'll need right now. They'll need something. The Scudstorm. There it is.
Right, okay.
So they weren't even attacking the right base, and they see where it is. I just assumed it was in the base of Crazy, but this is a really nice spot. It's in the corner. It's surrounded by
tunnel
tunnels.
network. It's the Illuminati triangle of tunnels. You're not going to sneak anything in there.
Yeah, Lotus as well even wouldn't get much done. This is a nice army though. Overlords, RPGs, Humvees, ECMs. This is a pretty scary one.
There's going to be the Toxin Rebel ambush. They actually managed to capture the Overlord and get a bit of damage down onto those ECMs before being taken out here. Yeah, this is a squad. This is a squad here, Machine. It's possible. It's looking possible for a right side team. Can they push into these tunnel networks?
There is a Jarman and no detection. Look here, Lotus gets taken out. I guess, what was that, a spy drone or something?
Yeah, it was Google's Lotus there. Ends up getting taken down.
Maybe we'll see the Scudstorm go for this army, but there's actually a fair
Jarman
bit of
snipe
battle
again.
buses. ECM not quite covering it. Should be one dead Overlord. Maybe the second. The second one's actually sniped, and RPG's looking for the cap, and he gets it. Wow, once again, brilliant defense.
And going to be evacuating all of these RPGs, which is the major cost investment when it comes to these battle bus. Yeah, look at this. Look how many RPGs he's going to be able to evacuate from this. That's crazy.
Healing them on the barracks.
It's literally crazy.
Nice.
It's crazy's RPGs, so...
Angry mob of RPGs.
Yay!
He's got the RPG upgrade for his angry mobs.
Yeah, it's the
Wow.
one above the AK-47s. It's even better.
You have to enter the cheat code though. The cheat code is www.patreon.com/generalsgentlemen. You type that one in, and you support us on Patreon, and then actually your angry mobs get the RPG upgrade.
They're going to fill up the battle buses of crazy once again, splitting up the angry mob. They need transportation, I suppose, getting from one place of protest to another.
Scudstorm firing. Where be your rockets, oh Scudstorm?
Have a look. Did it get reset? They
Uh,
must have fired somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there we go.
I've
It's
lost
always
it.
a big
Okay,
delay.
there
Okay,
it is.
right, nice. Onto the
oils,
oils, right.
okay. That's fair enough.
Not a bad choice.
I thought maybe here would have been nice. Pretty densely packed buildings, and there was some units nearby. But yeah, going double oils is always worth going.
A couple of units inside the base of Google. Was that a sneak attack on the bottom left? The purple. Up a bit. Find the purple.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, right.
Okay, no,
Stealth tunnel.
He GPS scrambled his worker, I think,
Yeah,
and
that's
he's
always
building a
good play.
stealth tunnel with
Yeah.
a stealth worker.
Unseeable.
Yo, dog, I heard you like stealth. Then the tunnel actually is going to reveal these the hackers, and so that could be
Yeah.
a dead hacker, a dead Ariflan.
Could be all the hackers going down here in Factor Machine, especially if there's a quad pop follow up here from Dominator. Okay, the tunnel goes down. It's been revealed.
Only reaches one of them.
Okay, there's the quads though. They're gonna
but
find
no detection.
No detection.
Doesn't
You're right,
reach
Machine.
that far. It's not a stinger site. But the map is getting full of secondary economy at least for one half of our players.
So there goes the power.
Meh.
Can we get detection here though? Is it a radar van or something to pop out?
He gets one more because he sees the hackers is what he sees. So maybe he'll think, okay, I should get more Ariflans as well. He actually crushes some.
Crushes half of the RF land. Yeah.
But was he paying attention?
He's got to find these hackers. We've got to see some type of stealth detection in the area.
Big Humvee army, angry mobs, minus the RPG upgrade though. But here comes the counter pop as the Overlord as well.
Still really nice micro coming in from sides. He's actually kiting this one out using Search and Destroy. And the base of Google has been decimated here. And the angry mobs, they can't go inside the tunnels, so there's no response coming out. This is where the battle bus needs to be.
Okay, another tunnel actually finished. They took out more hackers, but there's still quite a few of them. And that's the tunnel pop. What's this, a mine drop? EMP?
Probably an EMP.
It's an EMP.
Here we go, EMP. It's going to take out the majority of this quad army here. So that at least will be secured, Machine, but it's been to the cost of a fair bit of Google's base. There are still 2 tunnel networks inside here. We could see more hackers going down. I'd love to see just a radar van come out and just crush all the hackers.
Yeah.
There's actually a sneak attack, Machine.
Where?
No, it wasn't. Mustn't have been. It looked like a sneak
Anthrax
attack.
bomb.
Anthrax bomb as well. Does it get the buggies? Yes, it does. Gets
Whoa.
2 of them, not quite the third and the fourth.
That may secure the tunnels as well. If there goes the buggies.
They're going to be revealed. 2 buggies going to be taken down, so that means a bit more cash bounty in the bank here for Dominator.
Is there a follow-up though? No, he's gonna lose the tunnels.
Yeah, it looks like the tunnels are going down, and the late game economy is still very much alive and well for Google here. There's a lot of hackers spread out. I guess not having an internet center is nice in this particular instance.
Size has probably the best of the late game economy. This base has got destroyed by a lot of off maps. I think the General's powers. Yeah, this game is very predictable how this is going. That was a nice chance for a big push, but it killed 4 or 5 hackers, and there's so many more to take their place. Here's a pretty decent Humvee army, but MiGs doing their job, and these Humvees are all so low.
Yeah, another one going to be going down here, and more quads coming in as well. The MiGs are so close to the airfield, they're going to come off cooldown like any second.
There was no supplies there being mined,
All
so
these missile defenders getting sniped down.
attacking that army wasn't too much. I think Oh, and look at the stink attack from Crazy.
Oh, brutal.
These supply drop zones, they have no defense. 2 RPGs won't do the job. Humvee Army out of position here. And there's even an Overlord. Crazy's stole an Overlord.
He did indeed. And going to be kiting out this Humvee Army as well. This should be the base of Rage going down. And I think our top 3 are going to fall short here, Machine.
Yeah, the Scudstorm coming up again. 40 seconds. But not really many great targets because there's not much base left. I mean, maybe here, I suppose.
Probably the best option at the
2
moment.
buildings.
Yeah, 27 seconds. Yeah, the very mobile battle bus are still alive. Still looking for some more building snipes here. Going onto the barracks and the supply. Rage really losing any production. Even tunnel networks getting built. Try and defend from Dominator. He's trying to hold this one off, but there's really nothing to deal with these battle bus.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah, it must be. There's a Scudstorm up as well. It's going to be available, Machine. We should see that one firing. Certainly aren't many juicy targets, but hopefully we can find something.
I love this defense of the Scudstorm.
It really is good,
3
yeah.
tunnels. You can't really take that out.
Not sneakily, at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was really the only threat because of how much defenses there was. You know,
Right.
another Scudstorm. Okay, he's fired the Scudstorm. It's not going to be amazing because there just isn't much densely packed buildings.
Yeah, meanwhile, this is the majority of the army from Size going down as well.
Another sneak attack somewhere. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A barracks and a factory, but the best thing he could do, really. The army from Size isn't bad, and he may clean this up, but that's the last of the army, and this is actually a sneak attack from Dominator, so that's a friendly sneak attack.
Still having tunnel pressure there. Moriarty with a big army in the middle here, sniping down the rest of Dominator's central map control.
It's just so futile, isn't it?
It really is, Machine. There are just too many units. The late game economy investment was too good from our left side team.
Yeah, there's certainly the reason why they're holding on is because it's the last game. We saw some early surrenders earlier in the series. Dominator throws in the towel. Size and Rage should follow not long after.
GG, Rage, the last man left, and that should be the end of Machine. As a quick look at everything that he has, can I win this? No, sir, you cannot.
No, he couldn't win the 3v1, and that's when he actually had a chance. This time it's no chance, and that's the GG. Crazy, Google, and Moriarty. They are the winners, taking out these top 1v1 players through better coordination, communication, and just better, I think, more practice strategies. I think that's really it, is these 3 players individually obviously can't stand up to the likes of Dominator, Size, and Rage, but they obviously practiced this a lot more. Maybe they were on Skype. They were communicating pretty well here. And Rage, Size, and Dominator, they definitely got into their groove towards the second half of this tournament. Yeah. But maybe, yeah, if they practiced more and they actually had that level of communication throughout the entire series, well, I don't know if communication is the right word, coordination is the better word, then they would have had a much better chance. But well done. Definitely playing very, very well throughout the series. That last game, yeah, really early investment in secondary economy, but also really good defense. There were certainly a couple of moments there where the army was quite large from Team 1v1 Pros or whatever the hell they're called, and they could have perhaps done some damage, but the defense was just really nice, and the Jarman snipes were good. There wasn't really the infantry to recap the overlords. The Rebel ambushes were nice too, so yeah, very well played.
Good, yeah, really good, complementary unit compositions coming in on the side of our team game heroes. They always had what they needed. It's just like one guy was investing in the Air Force. They made sure they had like plenty of ground army to kind of support that, and yeah, just working very well together as a team, proving that 1v1 dominance does not necessarily translate into being amazing at team games. So
yeah, I don't know if it ended up happening, but on the forums on gamereplays.org, there was a thread that they wanted a rematch, because then I think they would have, the 1v1 pros would have taken it a bit more seriously and practiced more. I don't know if that ended up happening or not. I'll have to look into that one. But yeah, that was a cool series. I know everyone requested this series for a while, and we finally did it. So hope you enjoyed the casts. It was interesting. I feel like I'm all DEF CON'd out for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly in a hurry to cast DEF CON again.
Team games just take it out of you, Machine.
They do, yeah. It's a lot of mental focus required to cast DEF CON, but we'll definitely do more later on, just not immediately after. We'll have some more 1v1 games to do. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the cast so far. If you do want to thank us for all of our content and casting over the years, for keeping 0 Hour alive, then you can support us on Patreon, since we are doing this full time now, and have been for a few months. We do need a bit more of a backing to keep this going at the rate that it is. Otherwise, we may have to slow things down a bit and acquire revenue streams from other methods that aren't making YouTube videos about computer games.
Which would be sad.
That would be very sad,
It would
wouldn't
be,
it?
yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.